This is gonna sound a little rough, but you got to keep your stuff at the. I'm gonna learn one of these days. Gotta leave the door open a little bit. This is gonna sound a little rough, but you gotta leave your stuff at the door. You have to leave your crap at the door when you come in. I know it's hard, and this isn't coming from a place of like Mr. Perfect is talking about this. There were times when I was at work, I was dealing with opioid withdrawals. I was dealing with losing my wife, my family, my car, my house, everything. Like, I was so broke at one point that I was walking, because I didn't have a vehicle, with a cup that I had got used at McDonald's, and walked to McDonald's with the cup and filled it up with condiments, made it look like I was there, you know. That's how I would get like ketchup and stuff, because I was so broke at the time. I would walk around and collect cigarette butts and buy papers, and that's how I would make my cigarettes, is I would collect cigarette butts from, you know, gas stations and supermarkets and stuff, and I didn't want to touch the butts to my mouth because I didn't know who was smoking on them. So I'd put them out in the papers. My point is, I was dealing with a lot of shit at the time. A lot. I had breakdowns in the walk-in, breakdowns in the office, whatever. You have your breakdown, you go outside, you let yourself have a little fucking session, you get your shit together and get back on the line and just handle your shit. The sad fact and the sad reality is most people don't give a shit. Dealing with this stuff is difficult. I'm not going to pretend like it's easy. In dealing with that, there's still catering that needs to be done. There's still the line that needs to be worked on. There's still food that needs to be prepped. There's still employees, there's still coworkers that are depending on you in order to get the job done. It's hard to sit here and say this. In a perfect world, I would say take all the time you need, deal with your problems. Your mental health is most important. If you need to leave work, leave work. Most jobs just aren't like that. Most jobs aren't going to tolerate a prolonged drinking problem or drug addiction, or, you know, somebody that keeps not showing up for work because they're depressed. And, you know, and I hate that that's the world that we live in. It's just a sad reality. I'm working to change that when I'm in leadership roles and showing that understanding. It's still a rough place out there, and life really does get you down, and sometimes it gets you down to the point where it just keeps kicking you and kicking you and kicking you. Just know that there are people out there rooting for you. There are coworkers that do believe in you. There are bosses that will understand.